Alright guys, now it's time to talk about the difference between solo queue communication and team communication. Now first off, there's a couple obvious variables here that are hard to ignore and that I'm sure you guys have experienced, which are people might not know all the callouts that you know because they call them something differently, and you also don't know the tonation and don't know these people personally, so you don't know if someone's urgency represents actual urgency in the play. You don't know if they're angry about something or if they're trying to say something in particular because you don't know their little small social cues and their voice tones and things like that. So some advice I have for you guys in SoloQ is obviously just try to be friendly. You can only kill people with kindness. There's some toxic people that are obviously out there to troll you and bait you. You got to kind of kill them with kindness, and in essence, you're hoping that they feel a little remorse. You're kind of hoping to guilt them. So you don't want to just like use a guilt tactic everywhere in your life, but this is somewhere where since it's a game and someone's trying to be a little toxic, you can be like, hey, this guy's saying, oh yeah, you're trash, you're trash. Why are you trying to cause strats? Why are you trying to communicate with us? You're trash. You're just being toxic. Be like, all right, man, I'm just trying to get better. Sorry that you don't have some fun. I wish you'd play with me. And maybe over 3 or 4 rounds they would change, but more likely than not, their toxicness has nothing to do with you. If you can't change them, don't bother, which I'll get to in a sec. Next up, for solo queuing, try to establish spots early. Try to establish what you like and ask other people what they like. And I would almost say, what spots do you guys want to play? Let me know and I'll play. I like playing here, but I can play something else, right? Be open. Don't just be too demanding right away. Establish a good rapport with your teammates right away. Next up, ask if anyone has a strat before suggesting one if you're playing T-side. Hey guys, I have a pistol round, but does anyone else have one? If not, I have one, right? That kind of thing. Does anyone else have a pistol round? If not, I have one. That kind of thing, right? And the last but not least, be above the toxic teammates, guys. Whether you're playing solo queue or with a team, you can't control people's reaction to everything, right? It's their prerogative, actually, to get upset if they want to. Just because I think everyone should be neutral and not be too upset, it doesn't mean they're not allowed to be upset at losing. Some of the best competitors in the world at high-level sports have that passion. They get upset when losing. But if they're being toxic and affecting you, share that with them outside the game. This is the hardest thing to deal with in solo queue. So like I said, the kind of killing them with kindness and hoping that they feel a little remorse is your best bet. And just sticking to your guns there is the best for solo queue. In terms of team comms and toxic teammates, guys, try to allow them to react the way they want and explain to them outside of the game how it affects you when they maybe curse at Mike or criticize people or yell at you while you're playing and how that negatively affects you. And then if they don't ever change and they show no remorse, you might want to play with other people because they're obviously not on the same wavelength, and that's actually an integral part of being a successful team, is having that. And then the best thing I would say you can do in-game if someone doesn't stop being toxic, whether it's a solo queue or when it's when it's on a team, another teammate, is ignore them and focus on your protocols. I've actually dealt with this in professional teams, and what you really have to do is say to yourself, hey, I'm the connector player on Mirage, I'm the B player on Cash, this is spots I played. I have to think about my protocols. What do I do in the beginning of the round? Okay, I see these nades, what do I throw? What is my comms? And I just try to focus on communicating to everyone else but that person. If they really don't want me to talk to them, or if they're really frustrated, I could try to just say the bare minimum until I find that energy coming back from them. You don't want to pester someone with telling them how you think they should react in game, or vice versa, them pestering you. So if they're really not going to listen to how you want them to play, then just play the way you want. Try to keep up the good energy, and then if the communication stuff doesn't work out a game, or if it's a solo queue, what can you do? You can't always control everything, guys, and you have to accept that. Otherwise, you're going to lose focus and you're going to play worse. So take those into consideration for solo queue, and then for teammates, do your best to communicate with them how you feel outside of the game, and then see how that works, guys.